Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're back with the Burger King Stock Trader for another episode of John. Today I want to read an article about it's called no tax on overtime policy would be even worse than no tax on tips. Okay, guys? This article is claiming that if they put tax on overtime, that would be a bad thing. So it would be a bad thing if people then get larger paychecks, okay? And the reasoning that they come up with in this article is we're freezing. We're getting a new phone soon, guys. Don't worry. I forgot what I was saying. That it's such a manipulative article, and I can't believe that people will read this stuff and say, "Oh yeah, Trump's bad. He wants to eliminate tax on overtime. That means he's bad because this article says it's a bad idea." And people believe this stuff. So I'm going to read some of it and give you some of my thoughts. I'm on Forbes, and it's horrible because all these pop-ups are coming up everywhere. Okay, in Arizona, former president, hopefully our next president, Donald J. Trump unveiled a new policy proposal eliminating tax on overtime pay. The idea, much like previous suggestions to end taxes on tips, he said that too, aims to ease the tax burden on hourly employees. That'd be nice because they're taxing the heck out of my paycheck every week. And they've been doing so for so long, it just doesn't seem fair. At first glance, also, much like the tax-free tip proposal, it seems like that move would put more money in the pockets of those working extra hours. It seems like it. Obviously, it would. Folks Trump described at the rally as amongst the hardest working citizens. So, the SOP to business is that it would incentivize workers to put longer hours and in doing so effectively provide for an expanded labor force for employers without needing to hire more employees. I don't even think that I would care about that. I would just care that there's more money in my pocket. Win-win, right? A closer look reveals many potential flaws. So it would incentivize workers to work longer hours, providing for an expanded labor force. Removing taxes on overtime could inadvertently place selective pressures on the economy, creating unfair advantages for certain workers. That wouldn't affect the economy just because certain workers can't get the benefits while leaving others behind, instead of a rising tide that raises all boats. This policy arguably would favor those able to work extra hours, disadvantaging workers like working parents. Well, if you are a working parent, like if you're a woman with a kid, then hopefully your man has a job and he's getting the overtime. So you would still be benefiting from this. If your man's making all that much extra for overtime to bring it into the household, you should still be good, even if you're a working parent and you're not working over 40 hours. That everyone should be able to benefit from this. That may not have the ability to work. At its core, the policy would likely not provide economic relief for all hourly employees. I don't know if it's intended to. I don't think it's intended to. This is what this article is saying it's intended to do. So the policy, yeah. No, it would not provide economic relief for all hourly employees, obviously. Only those that get a job that has overtime. And at that point, guys, if they start saying no tax on overtime and my job's not giving me any overtime, I'm getting a new job where I can get like 10 hours of overtime a week, okay? And guess what? Businesses are going to hire fewer people and offer the overtime. And businesses would love to do this because the more employees you have as a business owner, the more liabilities you have, the more potential things can go wrong. And you have to have a lot higher insurance payments when you have more employees. So there's the likelihood of getting sued, of different things happening. So disadvantage for regular wage earners. Yeah. The most glaring issue with eliminating taxes on overtime pay is the inherent disadvantage it creates for regular wage earners. Like I said, if you have a household, then hopefully either the man or the woman's able to get some overtime so that the family can benefit from it. definitely, I would say go for that overtime. Those who log a standard 40-hour work week may not be able to work traditional hours due to other responsibilities, health. Yep, the world is not fair. Some people do have health problems, and they may be getting other benefits from the government for that, hopefully, or their particular job's duties. Yeah, some people, okay, whatever. Yet they would continue to pay taxes on their income while their colleagues can work overtime, would enjoy tax-free earnings with their extra hours of pay. Yes, the world is not fair. The people that then are able to get the overtime are going to have an advantage, you know? So hopefully you're one of those people that has an advantage in life. Many people, right from birth, you either are advantaged or not. You could be born intelligent or only average, you know? Disadvantages are impossible to eliminate. It's like they're trying to make us more like a communist country or something. They're saying there's all these inequalities, wealth inequalities. This is exactly what you hear from communist stuff. And this is right from the Forbes.com. As overtime workers earn more tax-free money, their effective tax rate would decrease. Good. Creating a regressive two-tiered system, which is what we already have, the haves and the have-nots, the rich and the poor. We already have a two-tiered system. Regressive. It's not it's what we already have. Who work more can reap the benefits of a lighter tax burden. Yeah. It recreates a microcosm of the broader economy within hourly employees. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If I was poor, I'd then say, let's do some overtime, guys. You know? This is a way for the poor to get richer. This is the exact opposite of what this Forbes article is saying. If they eliminate tax on overtime, then hopefully somebody in your household is able to benefit from that. And if you have a poor household and now you're benefiting from this, then you can go hopefully get out of the poorhouse. You know? They don't want that. They don't want the poor to get richer. That's really what it's all about. Okay? I think Trump's system would actually benefit the poor a lot more, because I know a lot of poor people that only make 16, 17 bucks an hour. They have to work overtime just to make as much as, you know, someone in the middle class, or to try to make someone as much as they make in the middle class. So if they eliminate tax on the overtime, then the poor person is going to be able to work more hours and then live a much better life, you know? This would be amazing if they did this. No tax on overtime. People working the same or even longer hours across multiple jobs without access to overtime. Yeah, that's why if you have multiple jobs, then you can actually just go for that one job that offers the overtime, which is amazing. That might make the employment numbers change a lot. Well, I mean, if you did that, you could have a lot fewer people with jobs. If you eliminated tax on overtime, you could then have a one income household. The woman could stay home with the kid, and then the man could just have one income. And if he works overtime and they don't tax it, you could probably survive in the modern world on one income. I know I'd be willing to do that. If I had a family, I'd say, you know what, I'll put in the extra hours just so you can stay home with the kid, you know? I think this would be an amazing thing as a potential future father. That's the way I think of it as. The uneven tax burden based solely on what bucket your hours worked fall into, overtime or regular, stands to worsen. I don't know, that's stupid. By making overtime pay more attractive, businesses likely will be motivated to secure compensation in ways that incentivize employees to work long hours rather than pay for fair wages for standard working hours. They're saying it's pressuring the employers too if they were to do this. No, it'd be a way less burden on the employers because they'd be able to have a lot fewer employees. Less employees working more hours. Businesses would definitely like this, I think, better. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Please hit that subscribe button. No tax on overtime. Let's go. No tax on overtime.